Hi guys, as a professional photographer and YouTube content creator, I have different lenses which help me to shoot my footages and photos throughout the years. So today I'll be covering 5 of my favorite lenses which I always use. Now the first one is this FE 16-35mm. I never thought that I would love this focal range that much. Before this, I only owned a Tokina 11-16mm which was for the APS-C line, which wasn't really that wide, but it gave me about 17 or 18mm. But after using this, I really know why a lot of creators use the 16-35mm range. Now let me bring you guys outdoors to show you guys how much 16mm can be able to make a difference to your footages, capturing the things that are at the back. Hi guys, so at the context of today's video, I'm going to be shooting at a few different focal range to show you guys actually what are all these different focal range and the kind of look that it gets. So what you're seeing now is actually a 16mm on a full frame body. Now we can move in closer to 24mm. Now this is what my Sigma usually gets if I'm shooting indoors, such as my YouTube videos. So this is the 24mm, and if we move closer all the way to, this is actually the 35mm. Just in case you skip the video or want to have a better look of the focal ranges, here are some photos for your reference. And here are the photos taken side by side. Do note that I'm holding the camera at arm's length, but if you have a selfie stick or GorillaPod, you can definitely extend the camera further from you. Besides for vlogging, this is actually the perfect lens if you are planning to shoot a lot of landscapes. As you guys can see, 16mm really matters a lot if you are planning to do vlogs or shoot in a very narrow space. So I know 1400 is really expensive if you are looking at cheap lenses, but it really works well if you are shooting interior photos or architecture photos with this lens. Now the next one is my kit lens, which is the FE. This is the FE 28-70 kit lens which I bought with my A7 II camera. Now I never thought that I loved this so much, but there was a period of time which I needed a lens to be able to shoot all these food photography setups, but I did not have the budget for it. So I thought of giving this kit lens a try. Now it isn't very sharp if you are planning to shoot it at f3.5, I'll recommend you to go about 5.6 to f8. Now here are some of the examples taken with this lens. Personally, I did not expect it to perform so well until I decided not to spend further for client shoots and give this lens a try. And I pretty much never look back at other lenses when it comes to setup shoots such as this for my clients. So the moral of the story, give your kit lens a try. You will never know the kind of photos that you manage to get out of it. Now the next one is my Canon 50mm 1.4. So now I know this is a Canon lens and you need to adapt using an adapter. Personally, I use this Comlight adapter. It still doesn't give me the autofocus which sometimes I want, but the bokeh coming out of this is amazing. Here are some examples of the photos taken using this lens. Although it's a 50mm prime lens, it's still versatile enough to shoot product photos or even bring in a bit of the scenery if you're planning to do portrait shots in the open. Just like we mentioned, it's best for portraits as the f1.4 aperture gives a very dreamy look to the background for human subjects. Now for about $400, there isn't other competitors out there that are around this price range that gives you this kind of very nice bokeh. If you have for the Sony system, please leave me down in the comments below. Now the next one is called the Pancake lens. This is the Canon 24mm Pancake lens. As you guys can see, this is a fixed focal range about 24mm, but it isn't really a big deal for me. It has a minimum focus distance of 0.16, which really matters a lot if you're planning to shoot very close-up photos. Now in my opinion, I never managed to find other Sony lenses that is only this cheap at about 200 USD and is able to focus items this close. Now here are some photos taken with this Pancake lens. Often this is the lens which I really trust the most if I need to get very close-up photos. Now to re-emphasize on how pancake this is the kit lens and this is my Pancake lens. And once you put it side by side, you can see it's nearly 3 times its size. It is really amazing for 200 USD. Now the last one is my Sigma 16mm. No surprise there, I use it most of the time for my YouTube videos. If you're interested in how it looks, it will look something like this. Now this Sigma prime lens, I think I don't need to explain further. The bokeh you can see at the back is really very creamy, and I'm only shooting at f1.8, not even at its most widest, which is f1.4. At first I saw the reviews on this lens, I was like, is it really that true that this lens would not leave my camera body? Yes guys, it's true. It has never left my A6400 ever since I bought it. Now on the full frame, this converts to about 24mm due to the 1.5 crop factor. but as you guys can see, it still managed to capture a lot of the background at the back. But if you're curious in terms of the photos department, here are some photos taken with this lens. Now let's talk about the price. For perspective, this only costs about 300 USD. If you want to go full frame, the closest you get is about the 24mm 1.4 for the FE line, and it costs nearly $3,000. So a lot of the footages that you see on my this channel is shot with this single lens itself, be it the A rolls or the B rolls. So if you are wondering if there are other Sigma lenses that comes with it, there's this thing called the Sigma Trio. What I have is a 16mm, and you have this 30mm, and you have this 56mm. And these three are called the Sigma Trios. So if you have budget for it, go for these 3 lenses over here. So these are my 5 favorite lenses. So do give me a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and ring the bell notification over here if you would like to be updated on my next upload. So in the next series of the Grade 5 videos, I'll be covering 5 of the gadgets that are below $50. So if you're interested, please stay tuned. If not, I'll see you guys in the next video.